alive, I'm still here, and I'm still pregnant. Welcome to my pregnancy week 39. I know it's been 4 weeks since I've done an update, and I apologize. It's been a crazy 4 weeks. So yeah, anyway, I thought I would just get on here real quick while I have a moment and I would update y'all. Not a whole lot's been going on. I mean, I've been having Braxton Hicks, and I was checked at 35 weeks. At 35 weeks, I was about 2 centimeters and 60% effaced, and he has not checked me since, and I'm okay with that. I mean, part of me would love to know what's going on in there, and then the other part of me is like, it doesn't really count, you know. I could be 4 centimeters and walk around pregnant for a whole nother week. So I know that that doesn't really play, or it won't tell me so much, you know, when I might go into labor. And I fully expect to go past 40 weeks. I'm not even hoping or getting my hopes up of anything else. Yeah, so I do have the Braxton Hicks contractions, and sometimes they're pretty good. I'm like, I get a pretty good one, I'm like, yay, that was a good one. Which I don't know if that's because I'm a third-time mom, and so for me, the stronger they are, you know, that's a good sign. You know, and just really trying to embrace them too. I feel like with my first labor and delivery, I fought them a little bit. I did not work with them quite as well. Of course, it was an augmented labor too, and those contractions are not fun to work with. They're very difficult to work with because they're not really your body's natural contractions. And then with my second one, it was like the stronger they got, the more excited I got, because I knew these are the ones that are actually going to bring a baby. So for the most part, I don't even time them or like pay a whole lot of attention to them, because I know that the real ones that are going to, you know, actually bring the baby, they're going to be the ones that I cannot ignore, that I cannot, you know, it's not just having to stop for them or anything like that. And I really plan on laboring as long as I can at home anyways, because I don't really love hospitals. So it's not like I'm in a hurry to get there or anything like that. You know, I think I'll know when I'm having real contractions, and then I'll start timing them or whatever. And I think for me too, it has to do more with the intensity instead of just the space between them or how long they're lasting, because you can have some pretty mild ones that might even, you know, occur at a pretty frequent pattern, but they don't pick up and actually become active labor. And you know, some women are putterers, and I think I kind of tend to fall a little more in that category, where I putter a little bit here and a little bit there. And that can go on for weeks ahead of, you know, getting into that really good active labor that's actually going to bring the baby out. So, yeah, I mean, some of what I'm having might be some pre-labor stuff, but it's not anything that's like super serious. I did have last week a stupid incident. It's like one of those pregnancy moments where I was carrying a bar stool and ran into the wall. Like, I completely ran into the wall, and I shoved the bar stool shoved into my stomach fairly hard, not super hard. And so I did have some good contractions after that. And I kind of was like, you know, paying a little bit of attention, and but then she was moving really well, so I thought, well, unless things pick up, and I could sit down and they would kind of decrease, so I thought, yeah, it's probably not really anything. I kind of had a sense that everything was okay, and I had an OB appointment that night, so I didn't call him, or, you know, I was like, yeah, if I felt like something was serious, I would call, but I didn't really feel like it was anything. I did get to my OB appointment and they had a really hard time finding her heartbeat um, on the Doppler. And at that point in the back of my mind, I was a little bit like, well, maybe I should have called. I mean, maybe it was something. But they went ahead and they did a non-stress test and they monitored her for a while. And with the actual monitor, they were able to pick her heart rate up really well. She was moving, her heart rate was varying, so obviously everything was okay. So then in the back of my mind I was like, well, okay, I was right. So yeah, we had that little incident, which really wasn't anything. Other than that, I've just been super busy with getting things ready. I've been doing a lot of sewing, cooking, trying to get the house clean and just organized so that I'm ready. I feel like I've put so much time into the physical getting ready that last week it was kind of like I stopped and I was like, oh, wait a minute. At the end of all of this getting ready, I'm actually bringing home a baby. And I don't know if it's because I have 2 other children and so I've been so busy that I haven't really been processing that in my mind. But it was a little bit of a moment of stopping and saying, wow, I need to process some of the emotional stuff going along with this too. I have been super hormonal and moody. I feel so bad for my kids. It's so hard to maintain patience, and I think that kids kind of have a sense. I would say my daughter's like excited about having a sister, and so we haven't had as much problems from her. But our 2-year-old has definitely had a lot of struggles. Been super clingy. We've had issues with nap time, issues with bedtime, lots of temper tantrums, meltdowns. And I've had to really focus on that. And honestly, this is one of the reasons I cannot tell you how many times I've done my hair, I've done my makeup, and I've thought, you know, I'm going to make a update at nap time. And by the time nap time rolls around and by the time I'm done with like having to put him back in bed for a whole hour and he finally falls asleep, that I'm so emotionally worn out that sitting down in front of a camera, well, let's just say that probably would not be a good idea. So, yeah, it's been a little bit challenging in that department. If I'm perfectly honest, it's sometimes I wonder, like, there have been moments where I've been like, I don't know if I could handle a 3rd child right now, because it's just, I feel like I'm having to pour so much energy into him. And then at the same time, I know that God has me covered too. And just to be able to go through this and accept the grace. I mean, I can't figure out where it will all come from and how I'll be able to cover all the bases. And maybe I won't be able to cover all the bases. But I know that somewhere there's a purpose and a reason, and he knows what he's doing even when I don't know what I'm doing. So, yeah, we had a really good day on Friday, and I just really didn't try to get too much accomplished. I was like, maybe I'm just trying to accomplish too much, and he needs me more just to be sitting still and really paying attention to him. And even though there's 1,000 things I need to do, I just kind of made him the priority. And of course my daughter too, but especially trying to be tuned in and figure out like what's going on in his little heart and mind. And I would have to say that the day went a lot better. And I've always thought like the mother sets kind of the tone for the home. And I know I've been so stressed out about things, and I've come to realize just how much the stress actually ends up affecting him. And even though he's part of the reason I am stressed out, we got to do a fun little outing with just the 2 of them. We decided, you know, before the baby comes, we want to take them out and do something that we might not be able to do otherwise, you know, after the baby comes. And I thought, you know what, I think they're old enough we could go and see a movie. So we have, I don't know what you would call it. It's a cheaper movie house near us where you can watch discounted movies. So we went to watch The Paddington Bear. And Avia loved it. She just thought it was amazing to watch a movie on that big screen. Samuel not so much, so I ended up missing half of the movie. We were out in the foyer running around and being cute and naughty, and I was thinking about all the things he was touching there. I don't know, I forgot in movie theaters that there's all that popcorn that gets spilled all over the floor, and in the movie theater he wanted to get down and crawl along the bottom, you know, the seats. So I was like, what is he farming down there? What is he putting in his mouth? So I don't think it was such a good idea to take a 2-year-old to the movie theater. But we did get to do that, and that was really fun. Other than that, I've been putting meals in the freezer. I've been doing sewing. I almost have the nursery done, and I had wanted to do a series of videos kind of along the process of, you know, getting everything ready and set up. I'm going to just do one video probably just showing you what I have done over the last 4 weeks. I have the baby's bag pretty much packed for the hospital. My bag is getting there. I have a few things left that I want to do as far as just making sure we're all on the same page and just more emotionally prepared for the birth. But like I said, my guess is she'll come. We're kind of, Joe and I have a bet. And my guess is she's going to come at 40 weeks and 2 days. And he was guessing, I think he thought she would be here already. Yeah. Anyway, there's not really a whole lot else to say or update you on. If I did know something, I'd tell you. But we will have a baby sometime here in the next couple weeks. I would really be surprised if I went past 41 weeks. I really would. I would say though that as far as prodromal labor, like I experienced with Samuel, where I had like steady, strong contractions every night, I haven't gotten to that point. I mean, I'll have contractions throughout the day, but it's not to that point of like actually having steady, strong contractions every night. And so I don't know, like, am I going to get to that point, or is this labor and delivery just going to be different because this is different? I still feel like the baby might be in the posterior position, and that could be possibly creating an issue. I have had a lot more pressure down on my cervix ever since I ran the chair into my belly, but I almost worry that it actually pushed her down into my pelvis in the posterior position. I'm still doing all of the spinning baby exercises and things, you know, just trying to keep my pelvic floor open and loose just to give her the mobility to turn. So, yeah, hopefully she'll turn before labor. And if she doesn't, hopefully she'll turn in labor. And if she doesn't, hopefully she'll have a soft spot and a small enough head and be able to fit. Anyway, hey guys, I am so sorry that it's been so long, but I am alive and I am pregnant. And yeah, we'll maybe talk to you next week. Okay.